All right. This video, this one is again. It's gonna be about magic and witchcraft again, but this stuff is Look, man. So, made some videos about the two experiences I've gone through already. This one is the third one, and this one is this one's different than the other two that I've gone through. Okay, the one with the voices, that one was mental. The one I just made was in regards to the heart. And this one's weird, dude. So this one is like, this one's crazy. So this one was from some chick, some lady that put something on me. And hold on. What was I saying? Yeah. So anyway, this one's weird. This one's weird. I don't even know what to call it at this point. But this one is this one's like some sort of love spell or some sort of magical witchcraft incantation thing. Like this one was definitely strange, and this one's completely different from the voices or the one that was in the heart. So yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. Like again, Deuteronomy 18, uh, 10 through 14. Again, I'm gonna start off with this just so you know his stance on witchcraft and magic users. Okay, so just know he's not like he doesn't want you to like he wants you to go through this to understand it and like build yourself up with this, but like just know his stance on it, okay, and how he views these people that do these things. All right, okay, so because there's completely different things. These people think that they're doing a good service, but they're not, and it's gonna affect you in the way that they think that it shouldn't be, but it is. They don't know. They're just doing. They're fucking weird. So anyway, here we go. Let no one be found among you who makes his son or daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices divination, or a user of magic, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead, for whoever does these is an abomination to Yahuah, and because of these abominations, Yahuah your Elohim drives them out from before you. Be perfect before Yahuah your Elohim. For these nations whom you are possessing do listen to those using magic, and to diviners. But as for you, Yahuah your Elohim has not appointed such for you. Alright, yes. My bad for keep pausing it and keep jumping back in. But again, that's his stance on magic and witchcraft, or, people who use these things. People who basically use darkness instead of going to him for, the natural, clean, healthy um, forms of communication, okay? Because all he wants us to do is to pray to him, um, offer, a broken heart to him, offer the pain that we're dealing with inside of us to him, to rely, to bring these things to his attention through our suffering, and then he will in turn heal us through um, his spirit, his ruach, and it's so much more cleaner than giving some form of blood or giving some form of animal as a sacrifice, like in the sense of uh, like demon type stuff, or whatever. Like how voodoo people use probably chickens and stuff. At least from what I've seen, they use chickens and stuff to like call upon the dead and do all these sort of rituals and whatnot. So it's his way is a lot cleaner, and these are abominations in his eyes. Okay, so the way that they it's so unclean and it's so impure that what they think they're doing is right is completely wrong. Okay, and so this one is just its own thing. This one is weird. This one is different. This one made me like really be in tune and like question what it was I was actually feeling. Okay, because this one was weird. This one was like a light spell. A light spell. It's like it made you think that there was nothing wrong with you, or it made you have this high of ecstasy that just made you happy. Okay, it made you weirdly happy, just weird, just weirdly happy, and it it's weird. This one was definitely a weird one. So I'm gonna bring my experience into this and share with you guys something that, you know, if you've ever been into a love spell or gone under a love spell or anything like that. But I just want you guys to know, like, there's people that do actually do this stuff. All right, I've had it happen to me. If you go on YouTube and type in love spells, there's hundreds of thousands of people that are looking for this stuff, and it's completely unhealthy. It's an abomination. It's gross. When this stuff actually works and kicks in, it's falsely falling in love with somebody that is, you know, trying to get that person in love with them who casted the spell. Okay, so like if you look on YouTube, there's really some weird, like stuff like that. Hundreds of thousands of people have looked into this stuff, and it's real. All right, like it's so wrong. It's like spiritual rape, you know, with trying to get somebody to fall in love with you through darkness and through magic and witchcraft, you know, and it works, dude. It's weird. Like it's weird how it works because like when I was going through it, all I would think about was this woman, dude, and like all I would think about would be, um, like lusting after this girl or this woman. Um, I would think about like I would just be happy thinking about her, like wanting to see her, like shit like that. Like excuse me for my language. I know I'm not doing a whole good job about it, but like this stuff like really just kind of infuriates me a little bit because like people don't really understand like the depths and layers of this of like what you have to go through now to get clean from all of this stuff, you know, and it's it's pretty frustrating and um, just the amount of in-depth like forces in your head that keep coming back in, and not only that but like the stuff that plays into your heart, the thoughts of these women, things triggering and being programmed into your mind to think things towards these women or this woman, and you know using different colored vehicles to program you, people coming into your life through that might resemble this woman to try to program you through the use of this magic or witchcraft, and it works. You know, it's like it's so it's so evil, dude. It's stupid. So I'm gonna try my best, you know, to get out of my feelings right now and to just say what I need to say because this stuff really does work and it's evil. You know, it's an abomination and it's it's just I don't want to say it's unforgiving because it is forgiving. You know, it's something that needs to, you know, you do have to forgive these people in order for you to break free from this cycle of these things that constantly keep being brought back into your mind, you know, and then it's going to keep reoccurring and bringing this person back into your life, you know, through your thoughts or through a lack of healing and forgiveness towards this person, you know, and it's it's frustrating. So here we go. This I don't know what to call this. It's like some sort of love spell, um, or some sort of bonding or joining through magic and witchcraft, possibly blood. But this is what it is. You know, it's yeah. This is what it was. I mean, this is what I felt from the first time. So, and I was again. I was mad, dude. I was frustrated, and I'm kind of mad talking about it because this literally happened 2 days after I got done with my 10-day fast. You know, with the one that was in the heart, and it's so annoying. I was so happy to finally be able to eat right after 10 days, getting rid of that witchcraft or magic, and then I was eating. I ate the first day. I went hard, and then the next day I ate like maybe 2 meals, and then in the afternoon I got hit again, dude. So it was like a day and a half, but it was like 2 days. Literally after my 10-day fast, I got hit again with this thing, and I was mad. I was so frustrated, and I was just so upset, you know, because like I was just like, are you serious? You know, I just worked my ass off, you know, went through hell to get rid of that first thing, and then I get hit with this one, you know, and it's, you know, things like that like kind of like really frustrate you and like make you really think and push you over the edge of like, okay, like, you know, makes you question the Most High, like why would you let this happen, you know, like why would you allow this, this and that. And that's where I was in my state of mind. I was so frustrated and, just upset, like heartbroken kind of, because I just, worked my ass off for 10 days and then, going, like, being manipulated in my dreams, waking up and, like, really getting all this information that I've gathered from the other video that I just put. And it's like, it really makes you question, him. Like, him in the sense of, like, why would you allow this? And I understand now. I understand now a little bit. It's because the more that they try to do it, it's not going to be as strong as it once was when you first get hit with the witchcraft and magic. It'll never be as strong as when it first was when you get hit with the witchcraft and magic, and that is a blessing because you don't have to go through that experience again, and you probably don't even have to fast as long again to get these things out. It'll probably take like maybe 2-3 days, maybe 4. But it'll never be as strong as it once was when you first get hit with that witchcraft or magic, ever. Okay, but this one was different, and this one is like, I don't know, it just pissed me off. So, love spell or whatever, and this was from some chick, some lady that I used to work, not with, but at, in the same area. She just, stupid. So anyway, again, when I got hit with it, I was at work, I was eating, and then I felt my eyes get watery. And then I was like wondering what was happening, And then I kind of was like walking back to wherever my station and whatnot at the other building. And then I didn't even think anything of it. And then I kind of just like was sitting in my prep room. And then again, I felt this thing, just like an explosion in your chest. You're going to feel this like explosion in your chest. And then right then and there, I kind of just realized, no way. No way. Like, I was like, no way. And then I got up and I started walking, and then I just felt nauseous. And then I felt dizzy. And I felt sick. I felt so sick. Because again, the stuff that they put on you, dude, it's like, it's completely foreign to you, and it's so dark that when you're so used to being clean and walking in his spirit, which is light and purity, when you get hit with this darkness, dude, you're going to feel nasty. Like, you're going to feel sick, disgusting, like you might throw up. And not only that, you're being connected to this person's spirit, and that person's spirit's going to tell you a lot about them. Okay, so it's going to make you feel, you're going to feel them along with the darkness that they're joined to through whatever ritual that they, connected to you with and through. And so, like, you feel them, you feel the spirit, you feel the ritual, you feel all of this stuff, and it's just making you so heavy with nauseousness and this burden of sickness. And I felt that. I felt like throwing up. I felt sad. I felt mad. I felt like I was just, I don't know. It sucks. So when you do get hit again, you're going to feel this explosion in your chest. Boom. And then you're going to feel like it connects to your flesh, and you can kind of see it too. All right. So you're going to feel that. You're going to feel your eyes watery. You're going to feel hurt inside, knowing within yourself that you've been hit again. Okay. But you're going to try not to believe it, but you know you did get hit again, and your eyes are going to feel watery. You're going to feel just sad. You're going to feel, you're going to feel like, why? All right, but, you did get hit again. And so I almost threw up. You're going to feel the presence of the demon, the ritual, that essence of it. And then, after that subsides and everything, and that nauseousness passes, it took like a couple hours for it to like go away. And then like, bam, once that the spell kicks in, and you're gonna feel euphoric, like not a whole lot, but you're gonna feel like this high, like it's weird, like you're gonna feel euphoric. You're gonna feel like you're not gonna feel the darkness, but you'll feel just happy. You'll just feel oddly happy, like insanely happy. You're gonna just feel like you're just happy for whatever reason, you know. And it's it's weird. And I wrote it's definitely better than the other person's witchcraft and magic that they put on me. You know, it's not what that was, but like when you start breaking it down, it turns into that. And then again, the way that this felt, it felt like it was all light, but it was still dark. You know, like you can like you'll see white orbs, but like mixed with the white orbs is black orbs. And so like when you're walking around and you're like kind of seeing things and you just feel overly happy, you're gonna see white orbs, but in the white orbs you're gonna see black orbs. Okay, and so that again, its origin is dark, but it's surrounded by this false sense of light to where it's trying to manipulate you into thinking, okay, this is something that I can accept and something that I can walk in because it's showing me this light, you know, but it's not really light. Okay, so again, the origin is darkness, but surrounded by that darkness is this false sense of light that is trying to manipulate you into thinking that this is acceptable for you to have in your life, right? And so, um, and you just need to really pay attention to with the orbs and the black orbs and like all this stuff because like that's your answer right there, like right then and there, that's your answer. You see the black orb, but then you see this white around it, and it's like, you know, it's what it is. Um, mm, and so again, like I said, there's people, even other devils, that are going to be condoning this. They're going to, or either because they have to, or they're literally taking pleasure in actually trying to program your mind to this person, to this woman, to this man, whoever it may be, that invoked this upon you. Okay, so they're going to program you. They're going to try to make it seem like whatever blonde or brunette is there. They're going to try to bring all these people in that resemble this person to program you in your mind that that's who you should be focusing on, you know, in your thoughts, in your head, you know. And so it's you know, you need to like be aware of that and try to um, be careful with that, with those things. And also the same color vehicles too. Like if you see any color vehicles, they're going to try to program you through that. They're going to try to make it seem like that's your focus. Okay, that's who you need to be focused on. And not only that, it's going to like enhance the ritual or the spell that is put upon you. Okay, it's going to make you seem like that's something that that's what you need to have in your life. Oh, and so the dead giveaway, I think this was like a day later, or like even that, you know, a day later, was like when you look in the mirror, you're gonna see like this dark tint towards you, or like not towards you, but in you. You're gonna see this dark tint of like this glow, and it's going to make you like you're gonna see it, like you're just gonna be able to see it right off the bat, and you know, then you'll know that there's something there that's attached to you that shouldn't be. All right, so again, it's just these things that these small subtle hints, or not even hints, just seeing it and processing it, and like looking at it in that moment in time, and then just going with it and like really analyzing it, and then getting the answer from what it is that, you know, you're walking in or walking through, you know, in life. And so just process it, see it, know yourself, and then you'll know what's foreign in your body that shouldn't be there. Okay, know what's dark, know what's light, know what's a good connection, know what's a bad connection, you know, and all these things, and then you'll understand, like, okay, you know, there's certain people that, you know, there's something that's in me that's foreign to me that I know doesn't look like me, okay? Because, like, again, like when you look in the mirror and when you see this thing, you're gonna see this dark, like, if you've seen like Pokemon cards, they have like a holographic kind of glow, like you'll see that inside of you, and just like, but it's like a dark glow. It's weird, you know, and then you'll like see it, you'll know that something's there. And then not only that, like you can look at your hands too. You'll see, like, I can't even explain it, but like when you know yourself and you look at yourself, like when you know yourself before you get hit with this stuff, and then when you get hit with the stuff and you look at yourself, then you'll know that something's there. All right. So, um, and then again, like I said, when I felt this thing come upon me, I was tired, I was exhausted, I was sad, um, just overwhelmed with all of it because literally only ate for 2 days, and then I get hit again. And this one I had to fast for 8 days. All right, so you can tell I was just frustrated with this stuff. You know, it's it sucks. So fasting is definitely the way to go when dealing with these things. But I'm just gonna let you guys know like what to expect, what to day-to-day things that you might experience, and um, knowing that this stuff is knowing that what you're going through is completely normal, absolutely completely normal. Whatever it is that you're going through, because nobody knows, except you in that moment in time. People, these devils want to try to coat things to make it seem like you shouldn't be going through this, but the origin of it is darkness, and that darkness is attracted to the sinful nature that you've been saved from. So the things that you've been saved from is still going to attract the sin that you're still actively trying to kill through repentance. Okay, so again, it's some dark stuff, dude, and these devils don't see it. They don't see it that way because they're so far and lost in their mind that, again, what they think they're doing in this world as a good service sometimes is completely wrong, and it's just upside down and twisted. All right, so you need to remember that. Um, like I said, you can feel this thing sitting in your chest. Um, I just I ate fruit at the time. This was me just like analyzing the spell. I ate fruit because I was just like trying to see what this was, and then I almost threw up after I ate it because like I think that was his way of telling me like don't eat, you know, um, don't eat. And so I'm just like, okay, but like I did try to eat, and I literally almost threw up because it just made me so nauseous, because like, again, if you eat, you're going to feed your body, and this thing is going to feed off of your body that has energy from the food that you're eating, and that's not what you want. You want to kill the body, so this thing has nothing to feed off of to manifest and grow and, um, block your connection with Yahuah or even all of these other things, and it's like, it's completely, this stuff knows its stuff. That's all I'm saying, dude. Like, and you need to know these spirits and these beings have been around since the beginning of time, so they know exactly what they're doing. All right, and like when you get into this and you're trying to understand and process it for yourself, you need to understand that this thing knows what it's doing. It's been around for the longest of times. Okay, and so it's analyzing, it's manipulating, it's trying to make you think that there's nothing wrong with it dwelling within inside you. All right, and so like these things are, man, these things, like, it's wild knowing that this thing is alive and it's analyzing and processing your thoughts and your feelings at the same time to try to manipulate and fit and dwell within inside you. It's crazy, dude. It's This stuff is dark. It's an abomination, which is what I just read, Deuteronomy. So, like, this is how he views these things, because it's so destructive to your mental health and to your spiritual healing that it's just, again, you can't have light with darkness. You can't, no matter what, no matter which way you do it. And I said, again, like, you can't feed it so it doesn't grow stronger. I still ate the rest of the fruit that I was eating because I was just mad, dude. Like, only 2 days, and whatever, dude. After coming off a 10-day fast, and I ate the fruit anyway. So, but I took that into consideration, knowing that I shouldn't have ate, and that this is going to amplify this thing if I continue to eat. So I think the only thing I ate that day was just like an orange or something. And again, I was very happy. You're going to feel so overwhelmingly happy for no reason whatsoever. You're just going to be happy. it's weird. Like if you've ever done, whatever, you're just happy for that first 10 seconds of getting whatever rush that you're taking part in, all right? It's like that, dude, for literally 10 seconds, but it's all day, and it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to experience. Like, you're just happy, and it's consistent happiness, And then it's like, but then you, like, start feeling nauseous, too. Like, you're just, like, happy, but then you start feeling sick. Then you're just like, what's going on here, And then you obviously know there's something affecting you that's dwelling with inside you, that's making you sick, but you're just happy. It's weird. Like, you're just happy, dude. That's all I can say. And again, you're gonna have an attraction to the type of woman that does this, or man that does this. Like, it's weird, dude. This is so weird. Like, it's like you're just gonna have an attraction that is to these types of people that casted the spell or the witchcraft to you, and yeah. like you normally would have an attraction to a type of person, right? Because you have a type, but like amplify that by 4, and it's just like that's what you're infatuated with, okay? This is some weird stuff, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man. And again, this also came in waves of pleasure. Like I know I shouldn't, but it feels good. All right, it's just one of those things that you shouldn't be indulging in, but it feels good. All right. My body's motor function became a little disabled. I was super cold. I was like, I don't want to sin normally. More wanting to have pleasure with women, okay, or that type of woman. Like, I just wanted to go out and search for all these women and just have them come to me. It's literally what it was, dude. It's just weird. Some crazy stuff, dude. And so since the origin of this is darkness, I was anticipating normal sin. So everything that I've gone through from all of this other stuff, this dark stuff, I was anticipating that, but it wasn't happening. Okay, I was making myself think and like throwing that in there to commit it, like programming myself and incantating it to myself from everything that I've ever gone through. I was anticipating that normal sin, but it wasn't coming. It wasn't there, but it just wasn't coming into my life. Even though I was anticipating it and wanting it to be there, it wasn't coming. And that's just because the origin of it, like I said, is dark. So everything that you've ever gone through, every sin that you've ever repented from, and everything that you've been saved from, it's going to be attracted to it, but it's not going to try to like attach it to you, but yourself in your head and in your mind is going to make you think these things, even though it's there. So I guess the best way I can describe it would be like, pull up my board. Okay, so here we go. This is it right here. All right, and then these are my thoughts. Okay, it's just like circling around it, right? That's me anticipating the sin, right? It's just circling around this darkness. The darkness is attracting these things in my head, and it's just revolving around it, but it's not being attracted to it, And then like maybe once, or like maybe every once in a while, my thoughts or whatever will hit it. Bam. You see, it'll hit it, and then that's when it'll amplify, and then it'll like join to me, and then that's when I'll get this like cold sensation of pleasure, and it'll make me feel attracted to whoever, whatever woman it may be and whatnot, and so like it's just weird, man, the stuff that that these people do. And so, like, again, that's like anticipating the sin. It's like revolving around this darkness, but it's not really bringing it into realization. It's just like me thinking it, but it's not really there, and it's going to do a lot to your mental health. Like, it's just going to keep rerunning in your mind. It's just going to be there. It's just going to be there. It's going to be there, and then until it's not. It's just one of those things that sucks. Like I said, it's the same substance and essence. It's just not, It's just weird. It's a dark being that it's just not attacking me. It's more just like sitting here waiting or building. Okay, and I was like, maybe going to activate with thoughts of temptation, then gives it that oomph of waves to go beyond that desire. Now, again, the origin is darkness. Although it's not attacking, it will still corrupt and transform my mind and thoughts, which can then come through action. And then I had dreams about what to prepare for, on what I already knew, and what to expect. But it's just one of those things that, you're going to get dreams that are going to make you wait and expect things that you already know, but he's just going to make you, like, really pay attention to, like, understand and get ready for. Alright, so this one was my prep day, fast day. Hold on. I gotta pause it. Alright. So, this was my prep day, fast day, or actual probably fast day. I woke up anxious. I went to work. And the thing about these spells is that people and devils know that you're under it, and they know that they're waiting to see what to expect, or I guess how you're going to go through it or whatever, And so as soon as I wake up, dude, you need to understand that there's people that are already in the mix and process of programming you to have this person and or being dwell with you, inside you, or even just in real life, Because again, once you allow them to manipulate you with whatever it is that they can control you with, and it could be anything, your relationship, your job, or whatever, that's going to benefit them and the many other people that are hoping for you to follow their lead, okay? But you need to understand their lead is not his way, okay? So there's a big difference between what these people want you to do and what you need to do, all right? And so, like, I woke up, I felt super anxious, and I was just kind of, I don't know, I was just happy or whatever. And then I go, and you're going to start seeing these white, or whatever color vehicle. They're probably going to be white because it's just what these devils drive. And so they're going to be white, and again, once you see these white vehicles, you're going to get hit. And it's not like a hit with the witchcraft. It's like that connection between, and the linkage between those vehicles and the woman that casted this stuff on you. And it's like, it's automatic. It's like this. And so, once that happens, you're connected to this woman, you're connected to the ritual and everything that's there, and then you feel high, all right? And so when that happens, like, you lose your connection and your blocking to the Most High, like you do. I drew a picture yesterday, kind of intertwining what happens when these things happen with you, and the connection and blockage that comes from these things. Let me try to find my other picture. Hold on. Okay. So this is what I drew. Excuse me. So this is what you have, you having this pure, awesome, cool connection with Yahuah, the Most High, right? And then when this magic and witchcraft hits you, it'll literally block you, dude. Like, it sucks and it's frustrating. So it's like this, bam. It's literally like a line between it, and then not only that, it's kind of like this throughout the whole thing. Okay, so it's very hard for you to like listen to your this connection and this ability that he has with you. All right, so like it completely distorts and disrupts everything. Like it's still there, like you can still see it connected to him, but look how messed up it is, dude. Like look how bad and like it just makes me mad, dude. This makes me so frustrated because like this is what happens, dude. Like it's you know having this magic and witchcraft and everything. It's just it blocks it. It literally blocks it, and it's like it's frustrating. It's still getting through, but look how tampered it is at this point. It's not what it once was. Like you're still gonna feel stuff and you can still feel it, but like it's look at that. It's not what that connection is. It's frustrating, dude. And so um you're in a it's gonna block it. Like this one blocked it probably the most out of anything. This love spell or this connection blocked my connection with Yahuah the most. This was something that just made me mad. And you're gonna feel upset. You're gonna feel frustrated because you can't read or feel anything. Like you can't, like you can feel, but like it's not what it once was. And when I say you can't read, the euphoric feeling that you get in your eyes and how intense and magnified it is, like it's blurry. It's literally blurry. Like if you've done stuff before you got saved, like okay, if you go to the eye doctor and they dilate your eyes, it's literally like that. It's like that, and so it pisses you off because you can't focus and you can't see, and it's like you can see but you can't, and there's like this blurred, blotchy vision, and it's just you can't read what you need to read, and you can't even feel what you need to feel. So this is the one that messed me up the most, like with my connection to Yahuah, because it's like this high of euphoria, but like it's like you have your eyes dilated but you don't, and you can't even see or read situations that you need to be reading, and then it's like let alone you can't even feel and whatnot, and it's dumb, dude. And so with this one, when I went to work that morning and when I was hit like that, I left. I had to leave. I had to leave work because it was so intense, dude. Like I literally needed to leave and I left. I had to come home. I had to just I think I went back to sleep and woke up, and like I couldn't believe like how bad and mad I was, with feeling this type of feeling. Like again, it's like your eyes are dilated and you can't see, but they're not dilated, but you can't see, and like you can't really feel from him, and it's frustrating, dude. And so I left work. I had to regroup within myself. Um, Not only like because of that, but like lustfully too. Like you're gonna feel lust. You're gonna feel excited. You're gonna feel aroused for whatever reason, dude. Like this is literally what these things do. Like sexually thinking about stuff, thinking about women, or even that particular person who's done this thing. Fantasizing about them. This is some. You literally think this stuff, dude, and it's stuff that is. Yeah. So just know that what you're going through is completely normal, all right? So it's it's yeah. Um yeah. And so again, you can feel this person being joined to you within your soul, but like it's forced there so you just know it's there, and it's she's there, or he, whoever it is that you're joined to at that time. And it's you just feel compromised in every single way. You just feel like you've been violated, but like you're happy in accepting to being violated. It's weird, dude. It's like you've been tampered with, but like you're okay with it because you're just happy. This I'm telling you guys, this one was a weird one. Um uh And then that that night, or that, the night before I woke up with all of this, I had a dream about everything being backwards, people, etc., what to expect. And I think that was his way of telling me and preparing myself to, because like when you wake up, you don't see, and you don't realize that everything is what it was before you got hit with this, okay? Because when you wake up, you're kind of like not even awake, and you don't realize. It's like before you got saved, you had no idea any of this was going on, right? That's exactly how it was. And so when you wake up, you're just like, you're kind of just stuck there thinking, like, what the heck, And so his way of telling me that everything was backwards with people, with their actions, with their meaning and the intent in their heart, was genuine in regards to my dream. Okay, so like they're thinking these things. They're what they, again, they're coming to you as gentle as lambs and stuff, but you need to understand what's inside of them isn't how they portray themselves to be. All right, and so that's what that dream was telling me about with these people, with people I've already come across, with devils and everything like that. So you just need to be careful with, like when you wake up, knowing that you're in this state of euphoria, like you need to not be blinded by that, but to understand that even though you're up here with this magic and witchcraft of euphoria, over here is what's important, and the intent of the intent of people's hearts and everything, and the conspiracies and everything that they're doing still constantly. Okay, so don't be blinded by this and let this guide you into trying to be friends with somebody just because you're feeling some kind of way. You need to understand that everything is still backwards, everything is still evil, and the people with this intent in their heart is still valid, even when you're feeling this kind of high. All right, and so that's what the dream was about, and that's what he was reassuring me about. And so, again, just try to focus and not give in to the darkness. It's kind of hard because, like, you just feel happy, but like you're kind of like, the darkness wants you to, lust and sexually fantasize about this person and or people, things, sin, sexual sin, temptation, whatever it may be. So just try to focus and analyze what's going on and process what you're going through in that moment, and then, try to like adjust yourself, fix yourself. Right off the bat, when you get hit with this stuff, just fast, okay? Or if you need to eat. Like if you can handle it and go through this stuff, if you can delay it, if you don't mind being delayed a little bit and getting your mind right with eating, I wouldn't recommend it, but I had to because I just, came off 10 days and then ate 2 days, then I have to fast for another 8 days. Like, I did eat after this, I ate because I couldn't do it. Like, my mental health I started to feel like I was going crazy a little bit, so I needed to eat and, like, just at least feel secure within myself and my head of, eating and not being so far gone in, my psychosis and mental health. So I delayed it by a day. I ate, and then I went back into it after that. So, and this was Friday. I realized my blurred vision. I prayed and asked to suppress this type of high feeling. And again, it took me 2 days to realize my vision was like this. Even though I woke up the next morning or the day before in the morning and I realized like my eyes were dilated, but they weren't, and feeling this. Like, I was just so mad, and I didn't even really care to pray about any of this. I just was frustrated. And then the next day, I was just like, oh, my eyes are kind of feeling funny. Maybe I should pray about that. And then I prayed, and it immediately went away. And then when it goes away, and when you pray about your eyesight, it's going to, like, close like this in your eyes to where you get these little balls of knots in the back of both your eyes. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt really bad. And so just ask him to pray for, that it doesn't hurt, but like you're still gonna feel pressure. But this thing literally closes like that, and it's like these knots in the back of your eyeballs, and it's just, when it hurts. But then when you ask him to not let it hurt, you're still gonna feel the pressure of it. All right, so he'll take the pain away, but there's the pressure that's there. It's like, I don't know. It's just like just push on yourself super hard. It's like that. It doesn't hurt, but like you feel that pressure, but it's in the back of your eyes, all right, and it's really tiny. So, just like imagine that. um. I said, don't forget to pray about things that need or make you feel slow and drained. I wasn't expecting to go through this again, so I didn't even really care to pray, like I mentioned. And so having to do it again is just, it was saddening. That's all I gotta say. And like also, like this was kind of also the reason I didn't want to be at work. It's like, you kidding me? I didn't want to do this again. And so like everything just hits you all at once. You're just like, you're feeling depressed. You're feeling like, you kind of feel let down a little bit, You just feel all of these emotions go through you. You're dealing with the spiritual wickedness. You're dealing with the mental aspects of it. You're dealing with the physical stress from it, and then like just dealing with like your lack of work ethic with the Most High is making you feel like just not worthy of, like you feels like you're doing everything for nothing, basically. Okay, and that's what I felt. I felt all of that hit me all at once, and I was just like, man, like, I just felt like the work that I was doing wasn't pleasing him, or wasn't really gonna make me, just wasn't doing. It just was basically for nothing, basically. So, again, everything that you're gonna feel is completely normal, and that's what I felt, So everything just hit you all at once. And again, the whole point of this takeaway, I think, was learn to accept life on his terms, not mine. All right. And so, obviously, if he's allowing this to happen, which he is, if he's allowing this to happen, he knows that it's only going to build strength for you, and for you to get through these things, and to understand that you can withstand the fasting for some more amount of time. Okay. And like, he's there with you when going through these things. All right. He's there with you when you need the help the most. He's there with you when he knows that you can get through this. All right. So again, he's allowing this to happen, and he wouldn't allow it if he knew you wouldn't be able to get through it. All right. You need to understand the story of Job, and this is kind of what clicked in my head with this. Job, Satan goes to the Most High, and he's just like, the only reason why Job worships you is because you give him everything, and Yahuah was just like, do as you please with him, just don't kill him, So he allowed everything that happened with Job he allowed everything that Job went through to happen. He allowed it. He literally allowed it. He said, do as you please with him, just don't kill him. Like, to get that kind of, like, you need to understand, like, it's crazy, dude, like, how he is, and like what he wants us to learn for ourselves, and through this experience to grow and be better with our relationship with him. But not only that, but to be stronger within ourselves as men or even women. It's like his idea, and his teachings, and his way is so, it's so strong in a way that, like, when we go through it, like, it's like he obviously sees us as a superior race. Like, when we need him spiritually, like, he sees us as he created us, and like, he sees us as we should be, walking in his image, as kings or queens, as else as as he made us. Adam and Eve were divine when they were first created, and they were in his image. And so they were essentially they were Elohim. They were gods. That's what they were. And so again, you need to understand in how he sees us is how he wants us to be in his image. Okay, so he sees us as the creation that he delights in. Knowing that we're going to be strengthened in every which way possible to overcome these things, these dark entities and these forces. And so, again, if you go to Job, look it up, dude. He literally tells him, "Do as you please with him, just don't kill him." It's freaking crazy, dude. Sometimes I think he'd just be laughing and just doing stuff on purpose, but he's obviously got a purpose for these things, and he's he's obviously teaching us to be better, and to again, it doesn't mean to close yourself off with your emotions. He wants us to be vulnerable. He wants us to lean on him with everything that we have. He wants us to seek him. He wants us to only rely on him. He's the one who saved us, so he's the one who's going to teach us to be better as people, as his creation. That's what he wants, and that's what this whole design is about. All right? And so okay, well, here it says, and he says, this is Job 1:8. If you read the whole thing, it's basically the same thing. It says, "And Yahuwah said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a perfect and straight man, one who fears Elohim and turns aside from evil? And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, is Job fearing Elohim for nothing? Have you not made a hedge around him, and around his household, and around all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand, please, and strike all that he has, if he would not curse you to your face. And Yahuwah said to Satan, see, all that he has is in your hand, only do not lay a hand on himself. And Satan went out from the presence of Yahuwah." And then that's when everything happened. He was, again, you need to understand, Yahuwah is the one that's in charge, and he's the one that's allowing these things to happen. All right? And so Satan went to him. He has to go to him. Satan's not the one that's in charge here. He had to go to Yahuwah, and he was the one that was given the command from Yahuwah to allow these afflictions to happen in the first place. All right, so you need to understand, Yahuwah is the one that is solely in charge. He's the one that does everything, and Satan can only do so much by Yahuwah allowing it. Okay, so yes, there is darkness in this world. Yes, there is darkness, and Satan's job is to destroy the human race because he sees himself as more perfect and inferior to the human race that Yahuwah created. He sees himself being better than us. And that's the whole point of that's what I think the whole point of him falling was. Him having that pride and ego of him being better than the creation that Yahuwah created. He created us humans to be better than, well, not to be better than, but to be more superior than the I don't know. I don't really want to get into that, but he made us a really superior species. And anybody who says anything different doesn't really know the abilities and gifts, I guess, that they can get when being in relationship with him. And it's really divine, and it's something that, put it into perspective. He made man and woman when they first were on the earth, and he made every creature subject to the man. Everything, every insect, every animal. We wouldn't be harmed by these animals. Why would we be placed on earth when we can get hurt and all of this stuff? We're the dominant species here. So you just need to put it into perspective. I didn't mean to go off topic here, but he's he doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, So, see, like I said, it doesn't feel dirty. It's more like a super clean type witchcraft or magic, but it's not. It's not. You still get cold waves when they try to enter, and when they are in your eyes or whatever they are. Your eyes will start to water, and you'll feel sad. I think because they did it through this way to falsely be joined, and plus it's like a dark magic ritual spell. So your spirit is everything pure, and when these forces come upon you, there's an inner sadness within you that you can feel, and you won't be able to mistake it. Like you'll know, like okay, like, dang, like you're gonna feel a heaviness of sadness. You're just going to, um, and it's unfortunate, but again, you just gotta tough it out. You just gotta deal with it. So. And during this time of fasting and getting these things done, I was going through conspiracies. I was going through people, falsely accusing me of certain things, and so I've had dreams about things. So it's gonna kind of correlate in with that, and it's going to. Whoops. It's going to. So this is just a part of my experience and the journey that I've gone through dealing with my enemies and also this magic and spell at the same time. So it might sound like it's all over the place, but I'm going to try to make my best to paint the picture that you need to understand and get the message that's there. So I dreamt about my enemy and how he will stop at nothing to set me up. He will get as many people as he can, and he just hates... This person hates the fact that I can do things that they can't, like I can do things that these people can't, like they literally have to do things that they are ordered to do, and I kind of have like, obviously I have to submit myself to the Most High, but like I don't have to, like I have a free will, I have free choice to do whatever, and it's kind of like these guys are bound by darkness and the orders of Satan to do the things that they have to, and it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I really not. I repent when I need to, and I make things known that need to be known to people. I'm literally not doing anything wrong. But in their mind, they see that as just something that's crazy, bro. It's just weird. And so I had a dream about this person and the people that he had involved in doing that, and it definitely came into fruition. I saw everything that these people did. Everything, even this person, every person that he brought in. Not only that, other people in the lower hierarchy that they do. So there's these devils, and then there's people that they use to do their bidding, all right? So it's like these devils are the ones that they're like calling the shots and whatever, and then they have these people here that have to listen to them because apparently these guys are more inferior than these people, and they have to just listen to them and do whatever it is that they have to, so that's just what it is. And so yeah, and so anyway, like I had a dream about this person doing all of that. I saw everything, and I was kind of like waiting for it to happen, and I eventually left my job, and I saw everything that happened from that dream up until the end. Everything, it was there, so that definitely came to pass. I was super cold. I was watching a movie and felt my heart feeling funny. Vision still blotchy sometimes. Can feel from above, so it's okay. It's like they trying to be one with me or something. Can definitely feel a bonding. It's a thickness to it. Alright, so like this bonding is like you're just super thick with this feeling of like it's just thick, dude. Like if you put peanut butter on your body, I'm not saying do it, and I've never done it, but I'm saying like if you put peanut butter, that texture around all over your body, it's like that, dude. But like inside you, it's a perfect description. It's exactly like that. So that's what I mean by that thickness to it. And when I say the heart was feeling funny, it's like my heart was kind of like feeling like it's being attached and joined to this person through some sort of like it knows that there's something there that shouldn't be there, but it's kind of like just feeling pleasure somewhat, or like just feeling like a bonding in my heart. So it's kind of like feeling, I don't know what to explain it. It's just like, it's like a feeling of like, man, I don't know, like nothing physical. It's just more spiritual. Like there's like if you were to get a feather, like tickling, yeah. So if you were to get a feather and put it, like tickle you on the outside of your body, somewhere where you're ticklish, right? That's what it would feel like, but inside your heart, but lightly, not like super intense. It's just super light, like a feather trying to tickle your heart. Yeah, there we go. And so that's what I mean when like my heart started feeling funny. It's like there's this kind of like, there's like a bonding there, but it's like kind of, doing something to the inside of your heart. So just be more mindful of that, and like again, understand your body, understand you, and then you'll understand the enemy. All right, and then you'll just be able to know that there's something going on, there's something foreign that needs to be taken care of and handled, accordingly. So just want to check the time. Let me see. And again, I was sexually lusting towards women secretly. It's just whatever this love or lust spell was. It's what it was, man. It's definitely darkness, just not overwhelming. It's building up or just chilling, and then you sin, but like sexually. This was more so like lust and like temptation, sex, things like that. It wasn't really like intense. It was just more so just like in the wrong ways too, just because it was like a bonding through magic, witchcraft. Like it was completely unhealthy, and like you can feel that darkness of like sexuality, or sin, and whatever blood or ritual that came with it, and so you could feel that bonding. Like you'll know it's sexually arousing you, but like you'll feel the bonding of the darkness and knowing that it's all in the wrong ways. Okay, so that's exactly the best way to describe it. You'll see tons of black orbs and shadows. All right, shadows from the corner of your eyes. You'll see these things like hovering, literally like right here in your face, just analyzing you, looking at you, seeing if this thing is affecting you. Like it's weird. It's weird, dude. Like you can literally see these shadows, and like they're just here. And then when you turn and look, you'll see it disappear real quick. It's like they're literally just hovering over you, watching you to see how this thing is affecting you. All right, to see what it needs to do to make it more enhanced or to dwell within you. All right, so you need to understand these spirits, dude. They know exactly what they're doing. They do. It's all dark, dude. They're crazy, man. So you just need to have in your mind, like you're battling things that have been around for the longest of times. Okay, like this isn't just something that just came up out of nowhere and is affecting you. This thing has been here for the longest of times. All right. And so you can feel a weight on your chest. You're just gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it sitting there. You're just gonna feel a weight, heaviness, just sitting there, and it sucks. You're gonna feel a tug of war in your brain or even your eye, like your spiritual eye, your first eye. It's not the third eye; it's the first eye. You're gonna feel a tug of war in the brain in your first eye, and then you're just gonna feel this thing kind of like again detaching because you're fasting, you're getting this thing out, you're killing it, and it's kind of like having detachment issues, and it's again you're gonna start messing with your motor functions. You're gonna start possibly looking embarrassed, or start walking funny. I don't know. You're gonna start doing things because it's leeching onto this thing that's in your brain, and it's attached to your DNA now, and it's manipulating and controlling your functions of your body. All right, so again, it's going to force itself in there to do that, and also when it leaves, it's going to force itself to mess with your body in that way. So, your vision is something that you definitely need to pray about. It can mess you up because it can feel like a joining of a dark spirit, and you can just see it. And not only that, but like you can just, again, you won't be able to read situations that you need to. Having your vision blocked in that way is so frustrating and so it sucks. So you need to pray about your vision, because your vision is something that definitely you need back. You know, if you can't feel, at least you can read the situation. You know, at least you can try to understand and, you know, do the best you can with what you've got. You know, even if you're feeling blocked or whatever. You know, like you need to do the best you can, and your vision is something that you've been blessed with. Okay, your eyes, your eye, everything. All right, the dreams that you have too. Try to interpret your dreams correctly when you wake up, and understand, you know, to prepare you for that day, you know, to look ahead. Like I said, I had a dream that everything was backwards, but having my vision so skewed made me not think that everything was backwards. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you need to understand and get what you know from your experiences back into your life and apply it, even though this thing is affecting you the way that it is. Right? Um, yeah, it's just a weird feeling with this thing. I wasn't sure if I was transgressing or not, like from normal sin. I wasn't sure if it was blocking me or not, or if that's not where my focus was at, you know? And so, again, coming from this thing and knowing that this thing is darkness, you're gonna sin. Like, you know, you're gonna sin, but you don't know if you're sinning. It's weird. You know, like even if with the witchcraft or whatever with in the heart, and when you sin, if you took pleasure in that, um, like this thing, you don't feel that. You feel kind of nothing, you know, and so you're unsure. Like, you're just unsure if you've sinned or not, or if you transgressed, you know. And it's this thing. But like, the more you break it down, then the more you're gonna realize that you're sinning. All right. So, and the only way to break it down is through fasting and prayer. And so, just in these times, it's kind of like, you know, understanding your body, understanding what the enemy is right now that's inside of you, and then going through it, breaking it down, knowing that when you do something and you sin, now you know that you're sinning. All right, but in the moment of this, you don't. You know, you don't know. You're kind of just like, you're kind of just there, you know, and you don't really know or realize it yet. So, um, and I had a dream the following night. I I got a sign. I believe Yahuah was telling me not to rush this, instead of taking my time to learn. I need to get out of my frustration and feelings and accept what has happened and learn from this 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 time of growth. Okay? And so, you know, I was obviously frustrated. I was mad. I was upset. I was sad. I was in my feelings about this. And he told me to get out of it, but to understand and be patient with this, and to um, accept it and push forward and move on with this. All right. So that's just what you need to. That's what you need to do, and that's what he told me. You know, it's easier said than done. But again, when you have this relationship with him, and if you read everything that he's ever brought anybody out of, it just makes sense. You know, it just makes sense. And again, I felt like somebody was trying to get a hold of me by having a tissue brush up against my lips. It could be the woman or the spirit dying. So just like I said with the one in the heart, where it kind of felt like somebody was tapping my nose, this one felt like somebody was brushing up on my lips, like literally just doing some weird shit, dude. Like just brushing up on my lips, dude. It was weird. It was weird. So it was either the spirit dying or this woman trying to get a hold of me. You know, it was just weird. So that's what that was. um, and then this was day 2 or 3. I believe this was a Saturday. Yeah. And so this is the next day of fasting. I had lots of dreams. Family or whoever were mad that about what I was choosing to do at the time of this. This was about 2 months ago. And so at the time of this, family or whoever, even people in general, were mad that I was choosing what I was choosing to do relation wise. And I said it really doesn't matter to me, because it could literally be any person that I choose to be with. They'd still have a fit, you know. Like it's just whatever, you know. So, um, I said I've seen this too many times, and you know, with that particular scenario and situation, and then with my enemies, you know, it's like they pretend to make themselves look good or even pretend to make themselves humbled so that I can believe or accept the fact that they mean well and are sorry. Okay, so you need to understand, you're gonna have dreams about your enemies, and you're gonna have dreams about the intent that's in their heart. Okay, so understand the dream that you have the night before, and then when you wake up and go into work or go about your daily life and you see this person and you see them like look disheveled or sad or even humbling themselves towards you and saying that they're sorry and this and that, believe the dream more than you believe them in that moment. Okay, because that will save you. That's going to help you so much, because he's telling you and communicating with you what's truly behind that person and what's in their heart. Okay, because they're going to come to you like they're sad, like they mean well, you know, or they're gonna try to make themselves, you know, look good, or you know, try to make it seem like you guys are best friends, buddy, this and that, blah blah blah. But that's far from the truth. They have an agenda within themselves that he's making known to you through your dream, that they think that you don't even know that you have a heads up on yet. Okay, so that's how it works, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like I'm telling you, man. Like you gotta listen. Because these people, like, they're just so, man, they're crazy. Um, and so, like I said, just believe him more than you would any person whatsoever, because these people, and it might not even be your enemies, but just somebody in general, you know, like, because people have to do the things that they have to, like, unfortunately they do. So believe him more than you would anybody else, all right? Because these people will lie to you because they have to. Yeah. Um. And I just wrote, I don't trust them, and I never will. I forgive them though. It's just the thing these guys signed their life to, or what's been in their heart this whole time. I had a dream about. Oh, this one was crazy too. And so, I had a dream about a double-ringed circular black fire. Me and others were in it together. And I'm gonna go into this. So this dream, I was on this hill. I was going up this hill, and there was this double-ringed black fire, and it was like a shadowy fire, and it was double-ringed, and there was me and this group of people. We all went into it. I didn't even know these people, but it was me and these people that were in it, and once we got into this circular ring of black fire, we kind of just acted out a little bit like wickedly, you know. It wasn't intense like freaking Mad Max or anything. It was just like just kind of like we just kind of got like a little heightened up a little bit with wickedness, you know. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense, but me and this group of people were in this double ringed shadowy black fire. And you know what I got from it when I woke up is that, you know, I don't think I'm the only one that's ever fell into these kind of spells. You know, me and these people that I've never met before. Maybe I've seen some people, but you know, me and these people, like, I'm not the only one that I think he's telling me that has fallen into this kind of spell of love or lust, or you know, whatever it may be. And so, you know, that's what I kind of realized. And so this is like my little picture. I scribbled it out because it's not really a good picture, but I just, whatever. I mean, that's my picture. I try to draw it now since I have a whiteboard. Uh, so bear with me. And so I don't know what the double ring signifies, but this is basically what it was. You know, um, just me and other people were in this double ringed black fire thing. You know, and we were just kind of hanging out in there for a little bit, and then we left. So that's the dream that I had, and I believe I'm not the only one that's fallen under this kind of spell. So that's what I took it for as the dream. And then I could kind of feel my brain somewhat having this coat slowly be removed. I'm still cold. I had a runny nose last night, and this morning, almost as if I'm withdrawing. And so again, like I said, this drug type effect, like you're gonna feel like you're cold, like you're withdrawing. Your nose is gonna run. You're gonna just be expelling this stuff from you when you're fasting and getting it out. It's like a real life spiritual drug that you're withdrawing from, because of the immense amount of darkness that comes with it, and the amount of effects that it has on your psyche, and not only that, but your senses. I think it's more sense based. So, again, you feel euphoric, you feel just elevated to the highest level that you can be, in a false way and in a wrong way too. And also with that double ringed black fire, it didn't burn us. It was see-through, like almost invisible, and it wasn't doing any physical damage. We were all intrigued at it, all kind of happy too. Then we left. It was like shadows of black fire. I felt like a party being in there, or it felt like a party being in there, which explains the euphoria and the happy sensation I've been describing. And then I said, prayer is so important. Don't stop praying, and always be true when speaking. Forgiveness is again the last thing. Bless those who curse us, forgive those who hurt us. The Most High, and I said, he's got a crazy sense of humor, but obviously he's probably not laughing at us during this, but he just wants to teach us and elevate ourselves to a higher level than what we would normally be used to. Okay, so again, like being hit with this back to back, he obviously knows I can handle it, right? But me, in my mind, and with everything that I've already put work into, just made me feel, again, the point is feeling, made me feel like everything I was doing was for nothing. Okay, but obviously he sees it from a different perspective. He sees us as the human race he created us to be. Okay, to overcome these things through fasting, through him, being able to conquer and not allow these dark forces to invade us and linger within us, and to be emotionally distressed when going through these things. He wants us to lean on him during these times, and he wants us to just look to him for his guidance through all of this during this time. Again, he sees us as the race that he created us, as being in his image, being divine, being true, being honest about what we need to, how we need to be and conduct ourselves when battling these forces. All right, so he obviously sees that we're able to overcome these things, but us in our head, we get in our feelings and we lose track of the things that we can't really I don't know, we just get in our feelings too much, and we lose track of what's important when it's right in front of us, like even your job or whatever. It's hard to put your feelings aside and then just go right back into work like nothing happened. I've had to do that plenty of times so far, but it's just something that he's teaching us to do and to learn to accept on his terms, not ours. And that's the point. That's the message. That's what he's trying to teach us about. So, again, all we have to do is pray and fast. They have to use darkness to alter and corrupt us into believing a lie through magic and so forth, dark spirits, etc. Prayer with the Most High is so pure and clean that we don't have to really do anything except listen. Pray also for having a lack of forgiveness towards yourself, It will help with everything that has been put into your mind and heart, from yourself and from others. It will break multiple cycles of guilt, shame, and pain and trauma. And also it'll help with the process of healing. And don't be afraid to be honest with yourself. You do, don't be, don't be afraid to be honest with yourself, because you have to be. You do and say things from repentance for you. You need to fear Yahuah and not man. Forgive others as well, so connections don't need to be valid anymore, but to genuinely give others a clean slate, just like us. But don't let anyone take advantage of your forgiveness as well, like I've mentioned in the other video, you know. And then this was something like, I was just like feeling so mentally fatigued and drained and just exhausted. I ate, and I wasn't supposed to, but I eventually ate because I needed to. Like my head was not like having it, dude. Like I was getting so delusional. I was just tired. I was exhausted. I couldn't do it. That was me telling myself I couldn't do it, but he obviously told me to go right back into fasting and to conquer this thing. You see? So that was me and my lack of faith telling me that I needed to eat. When he's the one who's telling me to go back into fasting and to take care of this the way that it needs to be taken care of. Okay, so you need to understand him. And see, that's the thing. He sees us as that we can do it, but me in this flesh and in this body and my mind, with the amount of stress, both mentally, physically, and spiritually that I'm enduring, is telling me, no, I can't, But he literally told me right off the bat to go right back into fasting and to take care of this the way that it needs to take care of, and to handle it the way it needs to be handled. And he, again, me in my mind, I ate. I ate because I felt like I couldn't do it, or like I needed to, But again, you need to understand him and everything, and his way and how he sees us, how he strengthens us and whatnot. And if he tells you can eat, then eat, and then if he wants you to continue to break it down and, go out through later days, I'm not saying you have to be like all high and mighty and like, you need to understand him. You need to understand your relationship with him and the language he's trying to communicate with you. Don't listen to anybody else. Anybody else is going to probably stir you on the wrong path and, make you eat and invite these things to dwell within you, because they're evil, dude. They're evil. Like, they're literally evil. And so, you just need to be patient with these things and understand that you need to just understand his language that he's trying to communicate with you. Okay, like if you're confused as to whether or not eat, then pray about it. And he's gonna show you in a dream. And then if you feel like you can't do it, then you need to pray. Okay, but you need to understand that what you feel like you can't do, he's telling you can do. Okay, that's the difference. Okay. And also, like, I ate too because I couldn't really tell from signals and signs with nature. Like, I usually, like, the way I pray and communicate with him, with everything, his language everywhere. Like, I couldn't pinpoint, what it was that he was trying to communicate with me through life. Life with animals and stuff. And it's kind of like as crazy it is, dude, like, this is the truth. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, this language that you begin to get accustomed with and with him, it's so beautifully wild, dude. It's awesome. But again, it makes you think crazy. Like when you start thinking right, that's when you start thinking crazy. And then when you start thinking like, yeah, it's wild. So, but it's not really crazy. It's right. You start thinking correctly. Like, you're so used to being in this box from growing up and like not knowing the truth, that when you start thinking in the way that he wants you to think, by being connected to him in the way that we're meant to be connected to him, he uses everything and anything. Like even technology. He'll use technology. Like, I play, Call of Duty and stuff, and Like, I'm sitting there playing my game, and like, out of nowhere, this thing will pop up on my PlayStation in the corner of the screen and say, "Too many devices are connected." And I'm like, there's nothing even, like, there's like nothing connected, or there's things that were connected to it that never made that known to me before, you know? And obviously, he's speaking to me with spiritual people being connected to me, you know? And it's like, it's weird. Like, you know, like, it's just crazy stuff. Like, that's, you just got to read it the way that you need to read it, you know? And it's, you got to take it for what it is. Like, you can't overthink it. You can't second guess it, because he's the one that's teaching you what you need to know about yourself, you know, and what you need to know about your relationship and your day-to-day basis with your enemies and everything. Okay? And so, like, it's it's a crazy thing, man. Um, and so, like I said, it's very taxing mentally. It's I just couldn't do it anymore. My head was so damaged and stuff, and I just wasn't able to continue to do it. You know, and so I ate, and I was preparing myself to kill the rest of it for the days to come. You know, so after I ate, I was going to go on a strict fast for 6 days and take care of it. Okay, and that's exactly what I did. And so I continued fasting the next day. I could tell there was darkness when just looking around, you know, like as soon as I ate and I knew this thing was there, I just could tell. Like my eyes, like there's a shadowy type sensation in your eye to where when you look around, it's just heavy. It's just dark, you know, it's just like a shadow in your eye that's here. Okay? So it's like it's there, you look around and you see it and you know it's there now, you know, since you've ate. And so, you know, again, it'll slowly leave. It's not as strong as it was when you ate. Like you didn't bring it back completely. You just, you know, you just know that it's there and that you know that you messed up. All right. So, um, yeah. And so the next day, my dreams weren't making any sense. It made me second guess everything. I realized I felt this thing sitting in my eyes and face area instead of it usually sitting in my heart or chest. I forced I forced myself something, you know, to do, uh, to think or something, you know, to like think in a sexual way, and I confirmed that this thing was just sitting on my face, dude. Like, it was weird. So, like, in my other video, I said there was like this thing of black pus that was just hovering in my brain when I woke up, and I knew it was making me feel guilt and shame and stuff. But this thing was weird. It was just sitting on my face. It wasn't in my head. It was just here, but then it was like connected and like just sitting here. It was weird. It was just a weird thing, you know. And so, I mean, it might have been connected to my brain, but it wasn't in my brain. It was just sitting on my face. It was just a weird thing. Um, it caused junk dreams, things of doubt and or shame again, also trying to make me again, it was trying to manipulate me into things of the past, having relationships with people I shouldn't be having relationships with, being connected with people I shouldn't be connected with. It was manipulating me. It was doing things all because I ate. You see, um, I mean, I know I said it's not as strong as it was. Yeah, what I mean by that is like it wasn't as strong as it was when being hit with it in my heart or chest. You know, it's like, but because I ate, it manifested off my body becoming alive from eating, and then it got into the state that it was in that it wasn't, I guess, essentially, you know. So it's you know, it's just the stuff that it does. So it manipulated my head, or by sitting on my face or whatever, and it just made me think and believe that I could be friends with, you know, or be in relationships with people I shouldn't be in relationships with, you know. And it just it completely altered and manipulated my way of thinking. You know, it made me believe that what this dream was something that could happen and potentially be my future with. It's just some crazy stuff like that. Um, it was very, very weird. It was just very, very weird. You need to distinguish what's in the heart versus what's in the mind when this thing hits you. What you know is what you... okay, what you know... yeah, it's what you know versus what you think you know. These two can cross, so if you're ever unsure, you need to pause and wait, okay? Yeah, and so you just need to wait, take a minute, take a second, understand that what you know versus what you think you know, these two things are going to cross in you to try to like overlap. So it's going to overlap and make you think like, what you know you need to be doing and what you know to be true is going to be at war with what you think you know. Okay, and that is the worst thing. I mean, it's one of the worst things, because it's just going to make you second guess yourself and make you second guess certain actions and make you do things that you don't need to be doing, this and that and yada yada. So that's all. Remember what's reality and not false when these dreams come. Experience versus what ifs. Hold on. I'm going to have to stop this pretty soon. I don't even know where I left off at. I was just trying to understand something. So, oh yeah, like I said, remember what's reality and false when it comes to these dreams. Experience versus what ifs, alright? And that's what you need to understand. Your experience versus the what ifs, alright? Yeah. Yeah. Experience versus what ifs. So what does that mean? It means, I saw this quote, a known enemy is better than a fake friend. Okay, so try to understand that and apply that to yourself in your life and your situations. Alright, and it's true. It's true. A known enemy is better than a fake friend. And you need to, understand, especially being, when you go through these types of incantations and stuff, again, because these dreams are going to manipulate you into trusting people that you shouldn't trust. Being in relationships that you shouldn't be with, in regards to people. It's going to trick you. These things trick you so well that you're going to start thinking like, what? It's crazy. And so you need to understand your experience versus the what ifs. All right, what you know to be true versus what you think you know. All right, it's gonna save you. And then also on top of that, I didn't even have one dream about anything I asked or even prayed about. So everything from that time when I ate was just completely, just rushed with all of this manipulation and these tactics in my head, in my dreams and stuff. And so it definitely came into fruition here with all of this darkness that just came back to life after I ate, so some of these dreams could be trusting. Like I said, some of these dreams could tell us to be trusting our enemies, even though experience says otherwise, like I said. Plus, if you're in tune, you can feel these things still trying to manifest in you, blocking true connections and whatnot, distorting things, believing a lie. And when I say blocking true connections, like if you have, I don't know, alright, so I didn't make a video yet, or I didn't post it, but I did make a video, but I had to delete some videos to make this video. So I made a video about spiritual connections, but I'm going to have to do it again. If you have any spiritual connections in regards to people, you're going to be able to feel them in ways, and all I'm saying is that this magic and witchcraft is going to be able to block that, because if it's blocking your connection with the Most High, it's obviously blocking other connections that you might have with other people. Okay. And so I think the only connections that could probably get in are connections that are dark in origin with being connected to females, because it's allowing it to have access to you because of the the origin, the darkness that is there from the spell and witchcraft that you're currently undergoing. All right, so obviously it's going to allow it to come in because it's just it's inviting in that way, you know. So just be careful with this stuff. Um, Woke up and I felt this thing moving around in my heart. It feels weird, so like it's gonna feel like there's pus or whatever inside your heart and chest. You know, you just feel it sitting there. It just sucks, dude. Um, Kind of like a ball of fluid moving around your heart, like pus, and your head. Like not in your head as much, but more so in your heart. I was like, there's darkness, and it's manageable. I dreamt about work was just a dark dream, like it's not it for me. I think just the atmosphere of the dream was dark throughout my dream, haze of red. Some of the people were not evil or anything, they were just there also. I think they knew the darkness that's there now and has settled recently, just caught in between it. Also, the day before, people making it seem like I'm crazy. Well, you just gotta trust your experience and just know within yourself that our enemies truly have evil forming or has formed in their heart, along with the fluid, along with the fluid in your heart and mind. You're going to have someone or the being try to remain in your head. Feels like extreme tug of war. I think it's dying little by little, or could be the person who did it still trying to be relevant. And also with this dream that I had in regards to the red haze and whatnot. This was at work. This was for work that I had, and the dream that I had, it was just completely dark. Like if you were to be in your room and you just had like a red light throughout, like if you were to change out the light bulb in your room or in any room and put like a red light in the light bulb and it's red throughout the room. That's how it was in my dream. It was just completely red. The whole atmosphere of my workplace was just red. It was just dark and heavy, and people that worked there, they were just kind of like they couldn't believe what was going on, like with the amount of destructive just intent that was coming towards me, like some people were just like they just couldn't believe it, and they were just caught in between it, because like they were seeing it, but they couldn't do nothing about it. They're just caught in between this, and they just felt. I don't know if they felt the atmosphere of it or if they just. I know I had this dream about this woman. She just couldn't believe what was happening, and she just was like, "What?" So again, you're gonna have these dreams about even people too, having this red atmospheric type essence in regards to people or situations, your work and whatnot. It's just know that the darkness is there, and it's alive. It's alive and it's forming itself to try to manipulate you or do something to you. And you can just got to be aware of these things. And it was true. This dream came true. The darkness that was there. It was, and it people seen it in reality too. Like the whole place in the valley here was completely dark sometimes, with just clouds of heaviness, and then when they didn't succeed, there was light that shined through, and again, it's like a reflection of just the things that these people try to do to you and or me, but you overcoming it through the power of prayer and being in tune with your relationship with Yahuah. Okay, so you gotta take it. Like that's the language, dude. You gotta take it for what it is. You gotta understand it. You gotta read it. You gotta elevate your mind to not be down here, but to look from from a perspective that needs to really be applied to you and can be applied to you because he's with you. All right, so you gotta. It's just crazy. So, Also, there's like an extreme tug of war in your head, or even in your heart. This thing's just trying to stay here. You know, like I said, it's just trying to stay formed in your body. And again, it's just trying. Once it knows it's dying, it's trying to force itself inside you. That's all it's trying to do. That's all. Later that night, felt its presence strike my heart and spirit, made me feel it, threw me off because it felt like something I already went through in regards to another woman. It feels good to think and or do pleasure. Affected me physically as well. Nothing that could be done. Pray, yes. Repent, yes. But just have to let it run its course. Noticed not as strong in some area. I finally felt her, and it needs to die. It's so aggressive. You know what's crazy, dude? Like, once you break this thing down from the coats that it has, let me try to paint this picture real quick. This just looks weird. Whatever, dude. This is my drawing. This is the best way I can draw it. All right. So, this is the woman. All right. This is the spirit of the woman, and these black circles are the ritual, the spirit, and I guess the whatever witchcraft or magic that's there. All right. And so, when you fast and you break this down, you're gonna kill one of the rings. You know, you're going to slowly kill it. You're going to kill it through the fasting. You're going to break it down to where you get the core essence of her. And then you just keep going. And then you just keep killing it. Break it down. You know, and then finally you'll get to her. And dude, this thing is weird, dude. This thing is wild. So once you finally feel her and being connected to her, this thing won't leave, dude. Like, this, I wanted to call her the B word, but like, her, in your head, she will come, she is now, let me see. This is my little body, but she is now in your head, okay? And it's not even like through magic or witchcraft or whatever. Like, you literally feel this in your head, okay? And then you have to pray. This is her, dude. Like, this is literally her. And you have to pray and repent her out. Just be like, Father Yahuah, I pray that you remove so-and-so from me, blah, blah, blah. Remove her from my mind, my brain, my soul. And you will literally kick her out, dude. But, like, it's weird because, like, she won't fucking leave, dude. Excuse me for the language. Like, she won't leave. Like, she won't leave. And so you have to, like, keep praying and repent and get her out. And eventually, like, she will leave, but, like, she's got this little itty-bitty part left inside you, and it's like, you need to leave, you know? And so, like, you just keep praying and repenting, and if you don't, she's just gonna sit there and grow and grow and grow. But it's like there's no coat of darkness around her. It's her. Like, it's literally her. And you can feel her. And so when you repent and kick her out, it's going to kick her out, and it's going to close up whatever portal that she came through in your head. And I'll speak about that on another video in regards to two other women that have done this in your mind. It's going to close up this portal that she seeped through in your head, and then she's finally gone, or whatever, you know, she's not there. And so, like, dude, and so when you finally break this thing down through the fasting and the praying, you finally feel the essence of the female that's there, and then you can kick her out, and you just pray and repent and remove her from you. You got to keep praying and repenting, because she won't leave. Like, they won't leave. because they forced themselves into you through this darkness, that they are now there. And you just gotta pray, you gotta pray, you gotta pray and repent and remove her from you. And eventually that portal that she came in through and herself will close, and she'll be gone. And she'll be gone, okay? But you gotta remember, she's gonna keep trying to fight to stay inside you, because they feel and think that they can do as they please because they are devils. Okay, you got to understand that they have a state of mind that is just completely so fried. It's insane. It's insane. So you just gotta be careful. All right. So when you kick her out, just know that you're gonna feel pressure in your brain and in your eyes, and you're gonna somewhat get a sense of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is actually happening now, right? But then, like, a day later or two, it might come back because she's just not giving up, dude. But you got to keep praying and repenting, and then when you do that, it's gonna come. It's gonna come a lot quicker. Like she'll get out a lot quicker, this and that, and it's just there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. Like you just gotta like really pay attention and like understand when you break these spirits and this ritual down to this woman being coded behind it and the one who casted it. Once you finally get to her, kick her out. You got to kick her out as soon as possible, and then you're gonna start feeling her in your head and like just forcing herself into there through whatever this portal that that they use to get in. It's weird. It's weird. But you literally feel it, and you can just kick her out at that moment. And so and like I said, I was like, it was so aggressive, dude. Like she was not leaving. Like it's weird. It's so weird. So I finally got to the essence of her, and I was like, this needs to die. So I kicked her out, tried to, and everything like that. So, I was like, and then again, people are going to try to manipulate either genuinely or just because they have to. Okay, so people, when you go out in public, they're going to try to bring people into your peripheral, your point of view, to program you to bring this person back in through the way that you kicked them out. Okay, so they're going to try to come back into your life when you just did all that work to kick them out. They're going to set up certain people, cars, vehicles, whatever colored hair they might have, whatever color skin tone they might have. They're going to bring them into your mix, and that's going to try to trigger this response of witchcraft and the spell that might be lingering into inviting this person back into yourself. Okay, and it might happen, but it's not going to be nearly as strong as it ever was. It's just going to be slightly there, and then you just got to understand it's the process, and you got to keep pushing and kicking this person out. All right, so again, like eventually you're going to overcome it. And so like me understanding why did this happen to me back to back, why does this keep happening to me, this and that, it's because it's never going to be as strong as it once was, and it never will. And it never will be ever as strong as it once was, because every now and then I'll have like bursts of little like micro bursts in my chest of them even trying to inflict witchcraft and magic upon me, but it's not sticking. It's not affecting me. It is a little bit, but it's not nearly as strong as it once was, and I'm able to eat still. I'm able to go about my day through repentance. I'm able to do things, but there's times where they just might do something to literally where they might be able to get through, and it might be something different, whatever, this and that. You might have to fast for like, I don't know, who knows how long, but it'll never be as strong as it once was, and that's what you need to understand. Okay, and it's only gonna make them weaker on that end to where you can not have to deal with it later on in the future with other things that are more important than what you're being faced with at this moment in time in your life. All right, so that's what you need to understand, and that's what you need to really just grasp. Like all the work that you're doing isn't for anything. All the work that you're doing isn't for, isn't going to be a waste. It's just it's going to not affect you the way that it needs to later down the road when you have way more important things to deal with other than just this moment that you're going through. All right, and I'm not saying this isn't important. I'm just saying like there's other things that don't need this stuff involved with other other moments and times in your life. So, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna have to make another one, continued one, but yeah. So I'll just continue where I left off on the other one. But I hope this helps a little bit. Just know that what you're going through is completely normal. And this stuff is real. This stuff it's very dark. It might not seem like it's dark, but when you break it down and you start to feel it, it's dark. There's no matter which way they try to justify it in any way, shape, or form, it's dark. It's damaging. It's damaging to your brain. It's damaging to your heart, to your senses. Most importantly, to your senses, because you need that. That is something that can't be messed with. It's so. And this is why I say you can never be with a devil. You will never be able to coexist and be married to a devil, ever whatsoever, because they're gonna have to do things either wanting or not wanting to, because they're joined to that essence in that spiritual side. Like, you can't. It's always gonna affect you, no matter what. You can't have light with darkness. All right, so be careful with who you get. If you choose to be with a partner, you can't be with a devil. You can't. There's no way it'll ever work. And then you're gonna be caught up in something you don't need to be caught up in. You're gonna be under some sort of magic or witchcraft or spell that you're under in. It's just something that you can't do for yourself. So you gotta stay away from them. Find some person that isn't like that. Some regular. I don't want to say regular, but the average person is 10 times better than being with the devil if you were to be involved with someone romantically. And I say that with the utmost truth and sincerity that I can, because everything I've ever experienced has been from a devil. It's just the truth, it's just the truth. Everything I've ever experienced has been from a devil. So, forgiveness goes a long way, yes, but you need to be careful with the people that you get involved with, because it's just crazy, and you need to understand the dreams that he's trying to show you. All right. So I'm just gonna stop it here, and I'll continue later for the other half.